Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 33 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 33 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now, I'm a smartass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. There are a lot of people out there still struggling, whether it's with health issues or addiction, a lot of families struggling. So I am here. I'm a recovery coach. I'm a nutritional health coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. I want you all to know that someone is listening. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. Please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. And listen, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm here to help you. Before I introduce my cool guests, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. So, I've got Stormin Norman Selden, 732-245-4777, www.storminnormanselden.com, booking dozens of attractions for concerts and performances on venues of all sizes. Guys, he's got from a 5 to 12 piece band, and he was here recently a few weeks ago, and he brought his keyboards in. He is a beast on the keyboards, okay? He's doing something really cool now for seniors, for people that are stuck in their homes maybe and have always maybe had a passion for music. He will be doing private lessons on the keyboards. And a lot of people don't know this, but he helped get Larry Chance from the Earls back in the day started. Larry Chance, the song Remember Then, and let me tell you, he was like family to me, and rest in peace, Larry. We all miss and love you. Then we've got Ken Ryan and Linda Garofalo, The Way It Used to Be, singing songs from the 50s to the 80s, a tribute show to the greatest music and voices of all time. And Ken also does Elvis for me. Thank you very much. And they're really amazing people. They do so many fundraisers. They're just beautiful people inside and out. Then we've got John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer-songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. He's also the partner in the Joey D. and Johnny B. Rockin' Oldies band. I want to give a shout out to him and Linny because they put on this luncheon once a month, and it's by invite only. It's $20. You get a great meal, and you get great entertainment. And he promotes all of us like no one else does. So thank you. And they don't keep a penny of that money, guys, okay? Then we've got Paula Ann, Ablaze Entertainment and Freedom Rings Festival, helping survivors of human trafficking to live a life of normalcy. And the Geri Petito Show is also one of their sponsors, www.freedomringsfestival.com. Then I've got, you ready? Here we go. John Monforto, the man of many faces, singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. Guys, I gave him the title, the man of many faces, but he was given an incredible title by a former Philadelphia mayor as the Philadelphia Rocky impersonator, the official Philadelphia Rocky impersonator. He's incredible, and he is Rocky. www.johnmonforto.com. And my three favorites, of course, Rocky, The Godfather, and Elvis, baby. Then we've got Michael Zanman, singer, entertainer, performer, www.mzanman.com. And he's a cool cat too, man. When you see him entertaining and performing, you're not only loving the music, but you're also cracking up laughing at him, okay? He makes you smile from beginning to end. Then, last but certainly not least, Michael D'Amore, singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer, www.michaeldamore.com. And a lot of people know, I'm a huge Elvis fan, and I say this all the time. Elvis is up here, right? Nobody could touch him. But guess what? Michael's pretty close. Michael is an incredible singer, songwriter, entertainer. And I was honored to MC Let East the last couple of years, and we had Michael Zanman opening up for Michael D'Amore, and then we also got John Monforto into the mix this year. And a shout out to my producer, Ruben, who videotaped the whole entire thing, and it was really cool. And this guy right here is responsible for all the music there. So I want to introduce my two guests right now. So this is Jim Durkin from Memories Music, guys, and Louann, baby. Say hello. Here we go.
Hello out there in Radio Land, and thank you for listening. Hopefully we're going to give you a good show.
Louann, say hello.
Jerry, thanks for having us on this wonderful day with the rain and
Okay, right?
our travels.
I'm glad you guys can make it, though. So now, why don't we start from the beginning? I want you, Jim, to tell everyone about Memories Music and how it all came to be.
Well, we're going to take it back quite a few years, and I'm going to make mention of a couple of musicians, excuse me, one being the late Angel Rissoff, and the other being my good friend Murray Weinstock. These two gentlemen were incredible musicians. Angel was part of Little Isadora's staff. Then he moved on to the Planetones. Murray was with the Planetones, and he bounced around. These guys were top shelf musicians. So we used to hang out together, and we jammed in the basement of my house. Aside from Angel being a phenomenal vocalist, he was also one hell of a bassist. And then every once in a while he could pitch it in with a harmonica and give you a little extra treat as he was giving you different versions of music. Murray, we went to Eastside High School, where Murray graduated from, and Eastside High School in Patterson, which is where I'm from. And at that point when we were in the school, I nicknamed Murray the Professor, because
Okay.
he was in there and he was dazzling the kids in the high school as he was playing the tunes on a keyboard. So going on, we were jamming, we were putting things together, and then I came up with the idea. I says, let's build a band. So we started building.
Okay.
And I went on my search to find the necessary individuals to make it work. And I kept building. And as it built to be a 10-piece band. So we've had different varieties of musicians that have been with us. We had a sax player. He's no longer with us. But you come to the conglomeration of the musicians that I have right now. And when you look at the total picture of Memories Music, and I'm going to quote the owner of Let East. He says, this is the all-star band. The musicians that I have surrounding me, I'm truly blessed to have these guys and this lady with me, because they have it together. And it's a pleasure for me to play with them. We do some great jobs. We do some great music. And These folks really have it together.
Well, tell everyone all their names.
Well, we'll start right from my senior man, which is Jim Satin. He's my lead guitar player. And that man's been all around. If you go to memoriesmusic.us and you read the bios on each musician that is part of my group, you'll be impressed and you'll understand what you're paying for when you hire my group. You know, a lot of these places go out there and they hire you because they want to know what you're going to bring to the table. Well, I don't go looking to go to a place that's hiring me for what I'm going to bring to you as far as a crowd. I'm bringing you the experience and the talent of the musicians that are with me. So Jim Satin's number one. That man, and he can strum that guitar, does a phenomenal job. Number two is Butch Holland, my bassist. Another man that can kick it with the strings, and he's got it. And he's been around the town too. We go to my music director, Hal Keshner. Well, Hal goes as far as Pennsylvania, comes from New York, comes down here, and he is a composer, director, and one hell of a keyboardist. Now you talk about my other keyboard player that I have, and the reason I have two keyboard players is because the second keyboard player actually plays synthesizer, and he can fill in whatever I need with the music. If I need horns, if I need bells, chimes, strings, he can do it. And that's George Tuzio.
Ooh.
Now, George played with Jane the Americans.
Yeah.
He just recently parted ways with there because he has another project going on, and I think he's made himself more available for me. So it's kind of a good thing. Now we go to the vocals. I have my vocal director, Steve Verrat. Guy does a phenomenal job. He's been around singing. He sang with the Classic Four. He sang with the Duprees. He filled in. As a matter of fact, he was just recently asked to go back to the Duprees, and he turned them down because he's staying with me. You have these people. I have Stevie. I have my female vocalist, Cindy Taylor, phenomenal vocalist, mezzo-soprano, great job. I have Mike Del Franco, came from Jersey Jukebox. Guy's got some voice, first tenor, takes it where he's got to go. And when we put it all together, Hal will step in, and he'll put the vocals on the bottom if we need him, because he's a baritone. Stevie can take second tenor, cover baritone, and if Hal has to go to the bass, they split it up. The nicest part about it is I give you complete four-part harmony. And that's something that's really not out there too much. But when you listen to this group and it all comes together, it's no longer music, it's magic.
So wait, I have a question. Tell us about this great drummer. Who, not to mention, his birthday is tomorrow. That's right. Tell us about this great drummer.
Well,
What's his name? Jim Durkin?
The great drummer is yours truly, and I'm the lightweight in the group because I was a cop.
That's right. Talk about that real quick,
Well,
please. Please.
long time with the city of Patterson. That's all I
Yeah.
can tell you. 39 years I served the city of Patterson.
And thank you.
But prior to me becoming a cop, I wanted to be a music teacher. And the funny part about that was, to be a music teacher, you had to play 5 instruments.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that. Wait, for real?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm in shock. Go ahead.
So when I was in school, I started with a saxophone. When you play sax, you can play a clarinet. I swung over to the keyboards. I started dabbling with the keyboards, playing the drums, and then I moved towards the xylophone.
Okay.
But then I found it was easier, instead of staying in school for 4 years and going for a bachelor's and all of this other stuff, to start taking tests for the police and fire department. So that's kind of like where I went.
So it's harder to become a music teacher than an officer, is what you're
Absolutely.
saying.
Absolutely.
There's something wrong with that
Absolutely.
right there.
Absolutely.
All right, continue.
Absolutely. You know, you go to the police academy. I went to the police academy for 12 weeks, okay? But you learn the basics, but you don't learn it till you hit the street. And a street education is far more valuable to a cop than a book education. Because if you screw up on the street, you die. So you got to be on top of your game. But
Wait, I have something to share with you. You'll appreciate this. So I grew up in Long Island City, New York, and we moved to New Jersey when I was 12. At 10 years old, I'm in front of a judge with my dad and my brother. I got a JD card. Remember back in the day, the JD cards? For all of you who don't know what that is, it's a juvenile delinquent card, and I'm very proud of it. And I'll tell you why, but the Long Island City Police Department is looking for that for me, for my trophy, because I beat up bullies. And when the judge gave it to my father, he actually winked at me, okay? But here's the best part. I got my butt kicked because all the bullies were twice my size. I was this tiny little kid, but I didn't care. And that was what made it even better. And to this day, I still go after the bullies, and he's
Good
a bully
for
right
you.
here.
You got a
Isn't
big
that
bully
cool?
right here.
So we go into the music thing, and as I went into the career, and as I was getting ready to retire, I started forming the band.
So hold on. So you became the cop. You're getting ready to retire. While you were an officer, did you ever play in bands and do all that? Or was that
No,
really on the
no,
back?
No, I was on the
Okay.
back end.
Okay.
I was on the back end because you couldn't mix the two.
Okay.
My position on the police department was, I was kind of like all over the place there because I was a fatal investigator and
Okay.
different stuff. So,
Okay, wow.
but the whole thing with this, with the music thing being my first love,
Yeah.
and we'll take it back to when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I was in grammar school, I used to go to bed every night with my 6-transistor radio listening to 77 WABC.
Yeah.
Cousin Brucey and
Yep,
Chucky Leonard.
that's
and,
right.
You know, and all of those guys. I'm quite sure everybody out there following your show, they did that as they were kids too. Or
Yep.
we sat on the porch with our portable turntable spinning records and hanging out. And because
Amazing.
you couldn't drift far from the porch.
I interviewed Don K. Reed and DeGeeter, and I met finally Cousin Brucey, and he promised me an interview. So fingers crossed, guys. But they were the ones.
You just named two icons in the
Yep.
industry out there. So,
Yeah.
and fortunately, I knew them both, and unfortunately, they're gone.
Yes. Rest in peace.
But the music thing, we started putting it together and putting pieces here, there, and everywhere. And it took a while to make it all work. But when we finally made it work, in December of 2012, it became legal, became an LLC, and we started working. We did an anniversary party for WMTR up at the Birchwood Manor. And they were quite surprised because they were looking around and they saw the people that were part of the band that they actually recognized as being professional musicians.
Amazing, right?
Well, what I'm happy to say about my guys is, you know, it's not a garage band. I got pros,
Yes.
you know, and the sound of the music comes out with the pros that are there. Once you cut these guys loose, when they're doing songs and they take their solos, that's where you see the experience kick in. You know, me, I'm an easygoing drummer. I'm a pocket drummer. Just get me in a pocket.
Well, who chose the name Memories Music?
Well, this lady sitting to the right of me was instrumental in helping me pick that name, and we were kicking a lot of things around, and finally, just M&M, Memories Music. And when I was looking for the website, I saw .com, .net, but I saw .us. That's what I chose, memoriesmusic.us.
I love that. Now you hold on. Take a deep breath. So let's go to this lady.
We were actually in M&M's at the time. That's where we got the MM from. No.
I was actually waiting for you to say something like that. Louann, so what made you come up with Memories Music?
Well, some things were just a memory.
Yeah.
So that's how we just came up with it. Just, we were going, like, reminiscing about different things,
Okay.
and then eventually just it came up. It was a memory. Everything's a memory,
So
all our photographs, all our records,
Yeah.
everything is a memory now.
Right.
So
you're right. So let's talk about some of your memories in music. So let's go back a little bit. Growing up, who were some of your favorites?
my favorites. Well, first of all, I had an actual poodle skirt, and then from that I became a hippie and
I love all that, though.
never kind of left the hippie thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm old.
No, you're not.
I liked Elvis. Elvis was always, yeah. He was, and I'm, growing up, it was like a lot of times you listen to what your parents were listening to, for the most part. And then when you got free of that, when you got older, you could buy your own records and stuff. Well, then, of course, that was the 70s. So then that was the hippie in me, Led Zeppelin and
Heck yeah.
Janis Joplin and all
Yeah.
them, So, yeah. And I like the oldies, too, I kind of like all types of music,
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, the oldies are cool.
I always say I was born too late. I'm 63, so when you're born in 61 and all the hits are coming out in 61,
Yeah.
how do you grow up loving all that? It's crazy, right?
Well, on my birthday, I'll be 71, so I
Yeah,
got you
impossible.
topped. I got you
Impossible. But
topped. You're like my little sister.
I used to say all the time, because I'm an oldies Elvis doo-wop girl, but I love the rock and roll. I've been in Zeppelin concerts. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't take that out of us.
Nah.
But I always say I would be wearing a poodle skirt, my blue suede shoes, honey, but my black leather jacket and my long hair.
Yeah,
So I
me
would have
and-
been all of it.
Me and my sister, we had to saddle shoes.
Right?
Well, we went to Catholic school for a
Yeah,
while.
me too.
Until they told us to kindly leave.
Yes, yes, we kindly left too.
Yeah,
So, all right, so now, real quick with you still, and then we'll get back to Jim. Did you ever have any favorite songs, like a couple that like really resonate with you to this day?
Yeah. Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Okay,
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was an old love of
Will
mine.
you love
An old
me
love of mine used to sing that to me all the
tomorrow?
time, and he's passed.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And Jimmy actually has it in his, his
Yeah.
band sings it. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
So, Mr. Jim, who were some of your musical influences growing up?
I think back to all of the groups from back in the 60s. To this day, my most favorite group is the Drifters.
Yep, we know that.
And Up on the Roof is the song,
He's talking to your mic.
and with that being said, the lyrics, where the air is fresh and clear, well, that's where you go clear your head. And when you think about it, and I'm going to take you back to my front porch on 19th Avenue in Patterson in 1969. And I'm sitting there playing some music, and I remember this song by Zager and Evans in the year 2525.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And, you listen to the songs. The Four Seasons,
Yep.
Janie Americans,
Yep.
The Cascades, Rhythm of the Falling Rain. These are all classic songs. Let's see, what else have we got? We got Stormy, Spooky.
Wait. Those were group names or
There were
singers?
songs.
Oh, the songs I
There
know.
were
Okay.
songs.
I'm
Songs.
saying I know them as
Songs.
songs, but okay,
Yeah,
yes.
songs.
It's his pet name for me.
No, I'm saying all right, go
Spooky
ahead.
and stormy.
You know, you listen to all of these songs. My group, whenever we close a show, we use Cara Mia.
Yes.
And you think about the lyrics to it. Must we say goodbye?
Yep.
You know, and we don't want to say goodbye, but we have to bring the show to an end. So let's take it off on a high note. Mike usually does it when he's with us. If he's not with us, Mike Del Franco takes the lead. He does it. If Mike Del Franco's not with me, Alan Bowles does it. So I have the best group of musicians you could ever want to think about, because when you come into Memories Music, if anybody, they get told, if you have an attitude or if you have an ego, check it at the door. And it's the truth, because no one person is the star of that group. Nobody is the star of that group, because it's the entire unit that's built together that makes that band click. Everybody has their part. Everybody does their thing. And you know what?
Even me.
It works.
That's right.
It works. The glue is there. It works. And we're going strong. We're going into our 13th year. And, you know, I don't go out there looking for a whole lot of work. If I can take one job a month, I'm happy. These guys are professional musicians. This is how they take care of their families. I'm not a professional musician, okay? I'm a retired cop. I got a pension. They have to make an earn. So I try not to interfere with what they're doing. But if I can throw 1 gig a month at them, just to keep everybody happy, that works. You know, and this way it keeps the fuse lit,
Okay.
keeps the interest going. And when we do music, we try to pick songs that you don't normally hear. You know?
So I have a little surprise for you. Producer, we're going to play just little snippets, 10 seconds of all these different songs from Memories Music. Okay, we surprised Jim with this. Okay, producer, let's do it.
Is he awake?
He's awake. Count Dracula is awake.
The count.
This magic moment, while your lips are close to mine, will last forever, and forever till the end of time. Oh, 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 oh. Talking about peace. Each time we fall, my heart wants to once we say goodbye. Each time we part, my heart wants to die. Darling, hear my prayer. Now to be your friend. I'll be your love till the end of time.
Yes. All right, so that was amazing, amazing, amazing. I hope everybody out there loved all the little bits and pieces.
Nice job, Count.
We forgot to mention one thing, okay? A couple things about this guy. So I'm going to have Louann, okay, tell us the two things that were not mentioned that need to be.
Jim was also an EMT,
I think it's dead.
and he was on the fire department.
So is her mic working? So Jim Durkin, all right, take your mic back. Jim Durkin was an EMT, and he was also a fireman.
Give me the break.
So Jim, tell us when that took place.
Well, that all started in 1973. I was working for the Patterson Fire Department. We had to take the EMT course, and we took the first EMT course in the state of New Jersey, and that was through Passaic County Community College, of which I became an instructor in the college, and continued on for many years as an instructor. And I was also part of the West Patterson Fire Department. And the only thing I can say is I've been there, I've done it, and I've seen it all.
So first of all, I want to make a little joke here with Louann. So they were trying to shut you up, girl?
Yeah,
They
they're
had your
always
mic
trying-
off?
They're always trying to.
All right.
You can't shut me up because
Okay.
I'll yell. I don't-
Okay, right. So now, as far as you've been there, done that, seen it all, yes, absolutely, 1,000%. So I want to thank you for all your services, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, Jim. All right, I know we joke around a lot, we're all good friends, but that I really mean. To me, you're a hero. Now, let's talk about a little bit about your attitude and your character,
Uh-oh.
because he is this tough guy, like in general. Like if you're walking, all right, I'll give you an example. At Let East, right? We're walking around all weekend, right?
Yeah.
He has a miserable face on, okay? I have to say, smile.
That's
So I
just
guess
normal.
that comes from being a cop and all that.
Well, let's correct that.
Okay,
about
correct
Let East,
it.
okay? Let East used to be my peace and tranquility.
Okay.
Many years I went to Let East, and I would go there for 5 days and sit in my chair,
Same chair. Oh,
have my cold
week.
beer, have my cigar,
Never move.
have my oldies music, and have the great aroma of gas fumes from the cars to take you back to the days of when it was real and peaceful. And that came to an end. It came to an end when finally I got hired at Let East. Terry Cook, who was the owner, brought us up there. We did a Friday night dance party. Then Let East changed hands. So when the new owner came in, I met with him. I gave him a press package of what was about Memories music so he could see what he was buying. And then he calls me into a meeting. And he called me into a meeting, and then he asked me to be the music director for Let East.
Okay.
And that was the end of my vacation.
But wait, I have a question. So, did you have an old car also?
Oh yeah, I have a '64 Impala.
And you had it there at Let East
Oh,
for
yeah.
years? How many years were you involved with Let East?
What are you?
About 20.
Better than 20 because I'm with you.
We're together 21 years.
So, okay, so you had your old car there, and like they do when I see it. So you were one of them,
Yep.
and you had your tent that I know of, and all that good stuff.
You know, it's funny how that blossomed out. It started out with a pop-up tent, 10 by 10 pop-up tent. My buddy was there with a George Foreman grill, and it grew to this monstrosity that we have up there. Where we have 25 feet across the front, and then we take the back, and we've claimed our space up there, and we go up there and we party. We party all weekend. I mean, we party all night. I mean, we played.
I cook for everybody.
We played last year.
I have my uses.
I mean, at 11 o'clock at night, the grill's going. Vito Picone, the Elegance guys, we're all hanging out underneath the tent. We're shooting the breeze. We're eating, drinking, BSing. A couple of years ago, Jay Siegel was up there. He came out. They ate. Lala Brooks's girls were out there hanging.
Yep.
I mean, you know, when you come up to the Memories Music tent by Let East, it's a big party, and everybody's there partying, and that's what it's all about. Everybody drops their hair.
So, I want to say something about this guy. So, Ruben and I, Ruben's my producer here, we've been involved with Let East the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years involved, but 4 years ago was our first time. We were just guests there, and I didn't know Jim, okay? But I always wear, you know, my radio cartoon shirts and hats, so people know if I get in front of you, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm taking some videos or something for Hamilton Radio. Because before I used to wear these T-shirts, people would yell, move. But once I started wearing all this, they're like, oh, let her do it. She's with the radio, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy was letting me run all over the freaking place. I'm running in and out of the aisles, doing what I have to do, grabbing seats, bringing them up front, sitting there like going crazy, messing with the people during sound check, all right? We had a blast. So finally, George Tuzio, right? Okay? He was gone. And I was like, oh my God, I want to meet him. And he says, wait right here. And he ran out, got the poor guy, his jacket was on and everything, brought him back in to meet me. And I'll never forget that. That was really amazing for me. Because, guys, when you're an oldies lover and you see these legends, I mean, you know, I always say, like, everyone has their Elvis. To me, Elvis is Elvis, right? But everyone has their favorite, and that's their Elvis. He was one of my favorites, and this guy ran out and got him for me. And I finally got to interview him, too. I've interviewed every one of them, but I finally got to interview him, and it took the longest to get him. Okay, I say he was like the president. But thank you, Jim, for doing that.
Maybe one of these days I'll bring you the Memories Music singers down here, and they can give you a little taste of their vocals.
Live.
And then you can interview each one of them.
So we should plan that, all right? Producer, we're going to plan that. All right.
Count, you awake over there?
So now we've still got some time. Luann, if you want to take the mic and talk about some things, maybe because, you know, his memory might be going a little bit, you know? I mean, come on.
Listen, I don't have Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's or any of that stuff.
First off, the first year that we stayed up at Let East, it wasn't a George Foreman grill. It was actually one with the little briquette charcoal things, and Jim kept squirting lighter fluid on it. And I kept saying, hon, I think that's enough. No, it needs a little bit more. I kept squirting. When he threw that match, the flame was as tall as the building.
Well done, hot dogs.
George Foreman grill. I mean, let's, you know.
Oh, that was back with Billy.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So back in the day, so from an observer, you, Luann, right? So how were the cars, the oldies cars back then versus today?
Well, a lot of the good ones are gone.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it, they're either too old to come anymore or
Yeah.
they're just gone, you know.
Yeah.
So and they had really good cars because
Okay.
they were the gearheads. Today, a lot of people, like Jim, doesn't have time to work on his car. So for the most part, he's got to have somebody work on it. But these guys were the gearheads back then. My brother-in-law included was one of them. They worked on their own cars.
Oh.
So they had the sharp ones.
Okay.
Because they would do the detail on them with the spray paints and
Oh, okay.
yeah, the pinstriping and all. So I don't know. It's hard to say because there's still some really nice ones now too with the
Yes.
younger. Our car is beautiful.
Is your car there at Letty's now?
Yes, it's no, at Let Easton, it's right in front of almost in front of our tent.
Okay.
You had to have seen. He's going to show you a
All right,
picture.
you got to show me because I didn't know that it was your car. What
It's
color
beautiful.
Did you buy a shirt at Letty's this year?
is it? No.
Oh, because my shirt was my car was on the shirt
I've
of
seen
Letty's.
the
Our car-
shirts.
our-
My
our-
friend
our car.
Ava bought one, but I didn't know that was your car. If I knew it was your car, I would have bought the shirt.
Our car.
All right.
I don't
No,
know.
it's red with
Yes.
and it's got a white top.
Yes, Ava has the
And-
shirt. I saw
and
it.
on the back, it almost looks like a convertible.
Okay, he doesn't know who he's showing photos to. The engine. He shows me an engine.
You can eat off of that engine.
Show me the car.
I'm
An
working on it.
engine. Look, I just saw blah 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 blah. Okay.
The roof of our car is white. The car is red. So the roof has like these bones in it in the back, and everybody thought it was convertible. We got judged at a car show one time as a convertible. I was like, "Oh, honey, just take the trophy and let's go."
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and it's not a convertible. It looks like one though.
All this time, I didn't know that you had a car
Oh,
there.
You can-
Jared, it's beautiful.
You can
didn't-
probably still get
You didn't get
a
a ride
shirt.
in it.
Okay.
He didn't
I
give
can
you a
reach out
ride.
for the fella that does the shirts.
Okay.
You didn't give her a ride. Oh my
He didn't give me a ride.
God. Uh
If he does, you have to come with me.
Oh, thanks.
Let me see. That's really cool.
It's beautiful. It's a
That's really
beautiful
cool.
car.
Producer, come and put this by. Show everybody his car. This is pretty cool. I did not
It came from
know.
California.
All right, this is so cool. Here, show them his car. Did
Yeah.
you know that he had his car there? Be honest. God's listening. Did you know? No. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Yeah, I did, but I didn't know it was his car.
I'm
All
quite
right,
sure
show
you
everybody.
took pictures of it.
Show everybody.
It came from California, but we named it Jersey Girl now.
The car is named Jersey Girl?
Yeah, Jersey Girl.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, very cool.
yeah. It's not.
Thank
doing
you,
it justice, the
producer.
color.
So I love, my favorite colors, pinks, purples, and all that, you know?
Oh,
So the purple car is there this year?
me too. Pink,
So
purple, and
when
black.
when are we painting it purple?
Originally, before that car was redone, because that was a frame-off restoration, the color to that car was azure aqua.
Blue.
Yep.
Blue.
See, back in those days, they had unique colors, and that's not even a Chevy red. The red from that color would have been a Rio red, which is a deeper red. That's got more brightness to it. I went up against a guy in a car show that was judged by the Teamsters, and it was head-to-head between a 62 and my car,
What year is yours?
64.
That's pretty cool.
And I won the competition because my paint was brighter, because it pops,
Oh, okay.
where the Rio red is a deeper red.
I love it. You know what's funny? So I was checking out all the really hot colored cars. You know, the purple ones, forget it, right? And I was taking pictures of the guys standing by it, and then they're like, come here, I want to show you the engine. They're showing me the frickin' engines. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, we did a car show one time where they did white glove around the gas cap. A white glove.
Okay.
Who thinks of that?
One of them, I will say this though, the one purple car that was my favorite, and I got the guy's card and everything. He restores cars and all that. Young guy, well, probably 50. He says, I want to show you the engine for a reason. And there was pink and purple and turquoise inside the engine. And I was like, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, so now, Jim, we got a few minutes left. So do you want to talk at all about Let East, what you think might be going on, what's happening, anything? The mic is yours.
Well, as I said before, being the music director at Let East, and we're interacting with the people, and I've met a lot of people this year. We're trying to bring it to the next stage because the doo-wops, the generation is fading. So, in keeping with the tradition of Let East, I will never let the doo-wops go away, but I have to step the music up to catch the attention of the younger generation.
Okay.
So, stay tuned, folks. Pay attention to leteast.net. There's going to be a lot of good things going on. They experimented with something this year up there. They did a line dance. They did country music, and it went over fantastic. So, as we're getting ready to have our meeting, since Let East was over with a month ago, we're going to regroup, and I believe we have a meeting next week. And we're going to bring our suggestions to the table, how we're going to make it better for next year. But I got to tell you, it's on the upswing. It's the music is going to be there because the people raved about all the music this year. I did something completely different this year, and I did it on a Friday night, and trying to keep the people excited but yet keep them interested, and getting them dancing early in the afternoon is what I was able to do. And I brought in 2 husband and wife groups, and we had a Let East pool party. With the pool party, I also brought in a Caribbean steel drummer.
Oh my gosh, I fell in love with him. Okay, I got photos before and after him, not with his jacket on. Oh my gosh, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was good.
So when you put musicians together, things happen. So as the couples are playing, they're doing their set. He's mixing it up with them, with the steel drums accompanying them. So now you have a combination of vocals, guitar, steel drums. What a sound.
I loved it.
And I'm going to make it better this year.
Okay.
That's the only promise I'm going to say to you on the air
Is he coming back?
yes, he is.
All right, yes.
Matter of fact, the 5 of them will be back.
Oh, because they were amazing.
This year, I'm going to do something different. I promise everybody that attends Let East, and those of you that want to come to Let East, I'm going to rock you with the music this year. So bring your dancing shoes, make yourself comfortable, call up and reserve your rooms at the hotel so you can stay there the whole weekend. So while you're partying, when you get tired out, you can go to your room and take a nap and then come back out and pick up where you left off. It's going to be great. It's going to be, believe me, it's going to be top shelf music. And what I'm putting together, I'm not going to tip the hat right now, but what I'm putting together is going to be better than what I did last year. And last year was pretty good because everybody raved about it. So the only thing I can say is to be continued.
All right. So now, all right. So I want to thank everybody out there for listening. Before we close, is there anything, I don't want you to say, oh, I forgot to say this, or I should have said this. Is there anything else you want to share with the crowd?
Guys, you want to check Memories out? And the reason that the name of the group was picked as Memories, just so you get the whole idea where the concept came from, it just takes that one song to jog your memory from back in the day, and that puts you back in Pleasantville, USA, in your mind. So if I'm doing that, and I'm watching the people, I know I'm doing my job. You know, being a band leader and watching what goes on, I have the vocal director, I have the music director. I delegate. I pass it on to them. They take the ball and they run with it. But when I'm sitting behind the drums and I'm watching the crowd, I'm watching for people dancing. I'm watching for people's feet. whether they're tapping. I'm watching for them swaying, okay? I scan that whole crowd. If I do a private event where I'm working for somebody, I meet every table at the event to ask everybody if they're enjoying themselves and they like what they hear. I did an event years ago for a retired Patterson fire chief who was a dear friend of mine. It was his 50th anniversary. We played it, and the funny part is his anniversary is my birthday.
Oh,
All right, and they brought me a birthday cake on their anniversary.
oh, that was so nice.
So we're doing this gig, and as I'm making the rounds and I'm talking to the people at the table, I'm speaking with one lady at the event, and she says to me, she says, I feel like I'm at a concert. The music is phenomenal. She says, we're having such a good time. I says, well, that beats me. I says, you could have fooled me with that. And she says, why do you say that? I says, well, me being the band leader, I says, I gauge my music and the attention from the crowd by the people dancing, because the dance floor wasn't moving until that point. Once I made mention of that, then the dance floor was packed.
So wait, so you were talking about everybody tapping their feet, swaying to the music, singing. How about the crazy lady taking photos and videos and all that? You didn't notice that?
You can't miss that. You're in front of the camera.
I'm the crazy lady. All right? Listen, when the music starts, I can't help myself. You know, I
You're
cannot.
like all over.
I cannot help myself.
You saw what happened as soon as the count started playing the music. What happened? I started tapping. My
Yep.
feet started going. I felt like I was behind my tubs.
Okay?
You know, it just feels natural. When I hear these
Yeah.
guys and I hear them singing, I feel like I'm
Right.
playing.
You know, I always say this. You know, music saves lives, and it does. Okay, guys? You know, if you put a 6-month, 8-month-old baby in a bouncy and you put music on, they will bounce 100% of the time. It's innate. We can't help it, right? We're born with that. Through COVID, all these people that were on lockdown, they listened to music. And to this day, I'm not going to mention her name, a friend on Facebook we've never met, but she was even in the hospital. And whenever I go out and I do my silly lives, she sent me a message thanking me because she was in the hospital for a long time, and she had the nurse fix her phone so she could watch that live of them singing.
Aw.
So it was beautiful,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
wow.
So people thank me all the time when I do that because it brings them out of their depression,
Sure.
you know?
You know, folks, all of you out there in Radio Land, think about this, and I said this before, not to sound redundant, but I'm going to bring this quote up again. When the band gets together and we start playing, okay, and it all falls into place, it's no longer just music, it's magic.
It is.
So you take that magic
It is.
and go check Memories Music out at memoriesmusic.us, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And don't be afraid. Come join us at Let East. That's another party that you'll enjoy because it's oldies, it's cars, it's nostalgia. The bottom line is, it's history. And for the younger generation, I watched them. I had a young kid come to me one day. He told me more about my car than I knew.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty sharp. And
That's very cool.
what I appreciated with him, when he leaned into my car, he had a zipper jacket on, this young kid. He had to be about 12 years old. He had a zipper jacket on. He pulled the zippers back so he wasn't near the paint.
Yep, oh, that's so cool. All right?
So that's a young man who was spot on.
And they have great food trucks. I'm vegan, guys, and I got to tell you something. Even I was able to eat there this year. They had some great food trucks. Guys, it's time I read a poem out of my book. So the reason I wrote this poem, and I like to read this when I do entertainers and all, is because I always get messages. Oh my gosh, I wish I could sing like them. I wish I could dance like them. I wish I could play drums like that. You know, whatever, right? I get these messages all the time. I wish I could write, Jer. I wish I could write poetry like you. I want everybody out there to know that. You all have something to offer. A lot of people feel like worthless, and they feel like they're not good enough. And I wrote this, if that's you, please listen. It's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, baby, not keeping them at bay, your name, memories, music, baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give to yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And that's what you're doing for people, okay? That's what you're doing.
From your lips to God's ears, and I just hope that the people that listen to us, come see us, they enjoy our music, come on back, join the family.
There you go. Guys, this will also be on iHeartRadio next week. Please share the show. Producer, take us out. Ta-da.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.